You're watching Suckprofessor. Hello, everybody. It's me, Hank. I'm joined by
James.
Zombie show is back. Walking Dead season 9. Episode 9, season 7. The mid-season premiere, right?
Yep.
The new second half.
Rockin' the road.
Rocket in the road. So we are both huge zombie fans. We love death. We love shambling, and we love having your pants stay up, even though they should probably fall down and trip you up by your ankles, especially if you lose weight in your hips. And anyway, that's why we like the show so much. Do you agree?
Yes.
Great. This is the kind of analysis you're going to get on the show. So we're going to do a shot-by-shot recap, guys. We got all kinds of screenshots. We just watched the episode. And spoilers. But first half of the season fucking sucked a big giant egg. Hopefully it turns it around a little bit. We'll see. James will have some strong thoughts, I can tell, whenever he winces silently.
Spoiler, it doesn't.
Come on. Open mind, open hearts, open mind, open soul. All right? Mm-hmm. Tap your chest, James. Come on, tap it.
It would cave in.
Tap it. Tap.
I'm very frail. I'm like paper mache. It would kill me.
Tap that atrophied rib cage of yours there, buddy. All right, so here we go. Let's do it. Boom. What is it? It's dark. Oh, fuck. Shit.
Press escape to exit.
God damn it. Pause. All right, so here we go. There we go. It's a night shot, night dark. We're back at Alexandria, James. Yep. You see the Alexandria safe zone. There you go. That's Dr. Gabriel.
Doctor.
He's our favorite guy. He's a good dude. I like him. Okay, you know.
Yeah. When we first introduced to him, he came across as being this real creep, weirdo, bad guy, and he's been a coward for a long time. But he finally kind of came into his own. He's been useful in the past couple episodes. He's a integral part of the team. He used to be opposed to Rick's group, was kind of talking trash about them, trying to get them exiled from Alexandria originally. Yeah. But now he's really, truly part of their team.
Right.
And I love that speech he gave to Spencer in the car in one of the past episodes where he just called him a piece of crap. Oh, yeah. And got out and walked away.
Yeah, that was in a preview. Okay, sure. Wow. Man, James really knows his shit here. I just know him as the guy who had a church. But anyway, it's like a nighttime. He looks like he's being a guard. Oh, he's got his own little favorite choose your own adventure book. Look at that there, James. It's the Bible. Woohoo!
Yeah, I don't know how he can read in the dark.
I think people would be into the Bible during the apocalypse. I think they'd be like, well, shit's all really fucked up even more than before the zombies took over, so we better read this book. Gives me hope. I don't know why. I'm not saying.
Give me more warmth.
It doesn't make any sense.
Fire.
Yeah, it's good for kindling.
I didn't know. Whatever. Bad joke.
James is afraid that he'll get judged. James, it's okay.
I'm just saying that I would burn books for warmth in the apocalypse.
Yeah, I mean, of course you would. I mean, but there'd be plenty of sticks because no one's around to clean up the bushes. Yeah. That's one thing about the apocalypse is like all the wildlife will probably come back pretty quick. So all of a sudden you'll have a bunch of fucking wolves and bears and squirrels and shit running around. So anyway, he's we're not sure what he's up to. They don't really have any dialogue during this whole thing. That's him saying Dora Creek. no, that's not him. He goes into what looks like the storage area, like the food,
pantry.
The pantry. Thank you.
Yep.
Pantry. That'd be a good name for like an aerobics gym.
Yeah.
The pantry. Get it? Or a dog walking business?
I would use it for like a cooking school. The pantry.
Oh yeah, the pantry.
Try the pan.
That would be James. He would be confused why the sauce doesn't turn brown. It's because the heat's not on. James, you dumb idiot. Turn on the fucking stove, moron. So anyway, all of a sudden it starts crashing and crash, clang, clang, and he's like stealing. Well,
he's having a flashback to the last time he did the church can drive. Yeah. So he's just taking them all.
This is back when
he's sleepwalking.
Yeah, this is an old Thanksgiving long ago. He's like scooping them all into like a big bin. Okay, so now this is the thing.
And you should see he's agitated, he's panicked, he's not in a calm state.
He's obviously skulking about doing something he's not supposed to be doing.
And he has his composition book here.
Yeah, this is his notes from old high school physics. No, I think this is like an inventory. That's what I took it as. But it came up pretty quick. But I saw this I was like, wow, that dildo has barbed wire wrapped around it. Weird.
A baseball bat tapers more to the end. That's way too thick of a grip.
Yeah, you'd be tough. It'd be you got to be a pretty girthy person to handle.
It's like a bowling pin.
A little bit, but let's not judge too much. So it does appear, though, that this is probably written by one of Negan's boys or gals. Does Negan have gals?
Yeah, absolutely. His main commander is the one that shot Olivia in the face.
That's right. He turns him into his women, or his harem, I meant to say.
Well, not his general.
Not, yeah. Oh, okay. All right. Well, whatever. My words are getting all fucking... So, there you go, James. You didn't see it the first time. Barbed wire around a bat. I think the barbed wire and the bat's a dumb... okay. But then it flips the page. There's nothing there. Or, it's not the bat.
So, if you go back real quick, what's in the book right there? D410, D411, D412?
I'm guessing those are days? Like,
yes.
You'd count up.
That would make sense.
And then maybe it's like... Maybe these are individual names that would check out. We don't see the top of it.
So is it I would assume it's not... Because the pantry and the arsenal were kind of close to each other.
Maybe it's not days. A, B, C, and then D. So maybe it's not days. I don't know. It's hard to say. Some kind of inventory system.
Yeah, you would assume it's either for the weapon checkout or for the food. You would think more so for the food because that's what he's taking right now. Maybe he's trying to figure out if they'll notice that what he took is gone.
I don't know.
He's like, if I take everything, they won't notice.
Yeah. He's going to replaces it all with... but we see this later on, though. Rick finds it later on. So, oh, shit, I just gave up a spoiler for the episode.
We're done.
So, Thumps, he's got those lovely lady thumps, and clanging. He's not being real careful about noise.
No, but he should be noticed that no one else is around right now. He's kind of by himself.
It's late night.
Because they're off doing their thing.
You'd still think, though, people would be aware of clanging noises. I mean, you're going to be on edge. I mean, I fart while I sleep, and I wake up and go grab my tactical flashlight and see if I can fight an invader.
You also fart when we watched The Walking Dead.
I did. I farted. And
twice.
But that one,
I counted.
You counted?
Yes.
Really?
And I measured the intensity.
Yeah.
The second one was a little bit more
Is that why
you
grabbed your earthquake preparedness kit?
Yeah, my miner's hat.
your jug of moldy water. I got a jug of water in my closet. I almost said garage. In my closet, that's my emergency. Yeah, and I know where my knife is. Mm-hmm. My X-Acto knife.
I keep dry rations everywhere.
It's dog food. James eats dog food. He had a horrible upbringing. But what was I going to say? I had a funny joke I was going to say, but it's gone because fucking James had to say something.
You're talking about farting.
Farting! Yes! I was very courteous to you. It's your couch. By the way, everybody, life tip here. If your buddy has a couch, fart off the edge if you care about him. And I care about James, so I leaned my butthole over the edge and let it loose so that it could soak into the carpet.
It's like a
also, I was
scorch mark where you sit.
It's like, it looks like a dragon had stopped by. Hey, you know what? It's not my fault I eat burritos for a living, okay? But fuck off. So he gasses up the car here.
So we just mentioned he didn't only take the food, he also took like knives and cutlery and anything that could conceivably be used as a weapon.
Oh yeah, it was like a whole little stash of like zombie killing weapons.
He was taking everything that was useful.
Yeah, it looked like it. So
he left behind the one thing that wasn't useful.
Chirping insects?
The Bible.
Oh, the Bible.
Just kidding again.
I like it.
But he did.
He did, yeah. He dropped it on the ground.
He leaves it open on the floor.
Yes. Which is fine. You know what? There's some good stuff in the Bible, but there's also stuff written 2,000 years ago that has no relevancy to our modern world. That's the stuff in between the front cover and the back cover. All right, so it takes off. Engine worse.
This is going badly.
I know. It's okay. If you're offended, here's the thing about being offended if you're religious. Just be confident in your religion, and James and I will be in hell for eternity, or we'll suffer, or whatever. We'll have we'll be reincarnated as one of Oprah's chefs. We're gonna have a bad life. We'll get our comeuppance. You just enjoy but if you are offended, it's because you have doubt on the deep down, and you don't like acknowledging the doubt. All right, so James, the title sequence, Christian Serrato.
Yes. So what would
my favorite guy. I love this guy. He's not even a zombie. He's just some commuter. He just lost his car and he's just on his way home.
Yeah. So what we can take? You're right.
Go ahead.
What we can take away from that though is that he intentionally left the Bible.
Yeah.
And it seems like a turn of face for him because he had initially become more useful. He had found his courage, and now he's doing something that's uncharacteristic for his persona.
Yes, but it could be a ruse. You never know. I mean, maybe it's some sort of thing.
There's clearly more happening than
one would assume. The religious priest guy would bring the Bible with him. It's a source of comfort and familiarity to him.
But he's got to have it memorized by now.
True. Well, you never know. There's a lot of, I barely know my social security number. So the Bible, come on. All right, we've crapped on the Bible too much. Sorry, everybody. I believe in it if it means we might have sex. Okay, that's my policy.
It's not
astrology? Yeah, too. Totally. Fucking Scorpios and Mars retrograde? Yeah. Oh, yeah, read my palm. Oh, she's touching my hand. All right, so James, let's keep pushing. That was not the deal.
So
now, this scene...
are at the Hilltop.
Back at the Hilltop with Gregory.
Yes.
The douchebag asshole boss. This guy's basically like everybody's boss.
God, I kind of thought Maggie had taken over and taken power from him in the previous episode, but he's apparently still head honcho.
They really established that he was no longer...
Yeah, and now he's just arbitrarily back in the office calling the shots as the leader.
I guess we misread it, or they did a bad job doing the storytelling here.
I don't know. It seems a little bit disconnected from what we learned in the past couple episodes.
It was peculiar. It didn't seem to make a lot of sense, but he's still in character, meaning like he's completely a big kind of wimpy douche.
Yeah, his initially, if you remember, he had a deal with Rick's group. He was like, we will be allies, we will trade, we will help each other on the condition.
Food for what?
Food for protection by taking out the saviors. The saviors.
Well, that's this one now. But what was their original deal? I mean,
that was the original deal. They said we give you like half of our stuff, and you take care of the savior problem for us.
Oh, okay.
So Rick went back to Alexandria with all sorts of fruit, vegetable supply from Hilltop because he was convinced that he could take out this threat that was sucking the Hilltop dry.
Yeah.
But he didn't succeed in that threat. He just killed the outpost, and then he became subservient to the saviors himself. So Gregory is saying, you know what? You didn't hold up your end of the deal. You kind of screwed me. So from now on, we are not trade partners. We're not friends. We never met. We don't know each other. And I don't want to be seen here with you. I don't want the saviors to see you coming in. You're going to go out the back door, and I'm not going to help you fight the saviors because all I really have is a platoon of sorghum farmers. And they don't really want to fight.
I love it. James is getting all the way past this the end of the scene already, but all I want to do is talk about sorghum. Yeah. Everybody at home listening, say out loud in 3, 2, 1, say the word sorghum. 3, 2, 1. Wasn't that a treat? Wasn't that nice? It's a fun word.
This is like Nickelodeon.
Nickelodeon's a fun word too, but sorghum is just, I think it's like a shitty corn or something, right?
That's what I get after I go to the dentist.
You get a sorghum?
Yeah.
Good one. I like it. It's either sorghum. That's not even. I'm sorry, James. I fucked up. But I don't even really know. Do you know what sorghum is?
I imagine it's something I don't eat.
You grew up around raccoons. What is it? To be fair, I also grew up around raccoons. I remember one time my dad got angry at one, and he took a broom and he threw it like a spear out the door. And of course, he threw the soft end at first. And also, my dad isn't a spear guy, so I think the raccoon got away.
Tell me the raccoon caught it with his fingers and threw it back.
Yeah, he went, and then he did a slow motion twirl, and he threw it right back, and it penetrated my dad right into both of his eyes. All right, so so people had the chance. This is basically he's mocking everybody. He doesn't really think he's just like he is not having their shit. He doesn't want to fight the saviors. It's all the same stuff James already said.
And he says that his people don't want to fight either.
Yeah.
And Daryl gets the first time he gets to have a line in the past entire season.
Poking out of both sides of your mouth.
Which is a really poorly delivered line that just comes out of nowhere. And the fact that he waits for a quiet moment to step forward and say it just seems like it was inserted there. It comes across as writing. It doesn't come across as an organic response to something that's happened. Yeah,
a lot of the dialogue in this show, especially this season, has been, you can picture it on a page.
It's very stagey.
The writing, like anytime something feels like writing, not like horse riding, you're just like, oh man, it just takes you out of it.
Yeah, it's almost like a children's play with it step forward and it is now time for me to deliver my line.
Kind of, yeah, it does feel a little bit like that. And the way they sort of stand in semicircles all the time.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, whatever, it's fine. So he calls him a walking ball sack. Want to knock that? I think that's Daryl talking.
Sasha is saying that about Gregory.
Oh, that's Sasha. Okay.
Yeah.
I get Sasha and Daryl confused.
Yeah.
It happens. And then Enos comes in.
Enid.
Enos is her middle name. Her first name is Paula, which means her name is.
I see where you're going.
And her last name is Circumcision. What's wrong? Oh, see, there's the semicircle.
Yeah, they're all just standing around and perfect.
Yeah, it's like, what is this?
Sasha's in her power stance.
Fucking high school play. By the way,
Jesus is in his disgruntled.
That's not a power stance, okay? Power stance is where you touch your hips. She's got her fingers in her pockets. That's not a power stance.
Michone is in a power stance.
Watch the TED Talk about power stances, James. It's actually a very effective technique for upping your confidence temporarily before giving a speech.
Wait, does Sasha really? I mean, Sasha. No, Michone really need to bend her leg like that?
Yeah, Michone is cool. She's one of my favorites. I like her. Look at her.
They just look like they're posing.
Yeah, they're all posing. Of course. Look at Carl. Doesn't know what to do with his giant hands. Jesus, kid. Why don't you start up a fly swatting business with those fucking badminton nets you got on the end of your arms? I should have said tennis rackets. That would have made more sense than badminton nets. So they go out there, but this is old fancy house. Could you imagine living in one of these? What is this? Like, it looks like each one of these paintings would be staring at you when you walk by.
I've been in a lot of houses like that, but it doesn't feel like a house you can live in.
No, and
it
it's
feels like a museum.
But it's like a historical East Coast sort of old mansion. So it's not necessary. But I definitely wouldn't. If I bought a new house, I wouldn't be like, make it look like it's got Abe Lincoln's ghost.
Yes, make me paranoid about knocking anything over.
Fill it with empty candy dishes. So they go outside, and then who's out there? It's some of the denizens.
Yeah, so Enid says, you guys better come outside because there's people out here, including Birdie, who wants to talk to you.
Old Birdie. Yes, do you think?
Yeah.
So they're kind of like saying, what you did for us, we owe you. We owe you big. You helped us.
Yeah, and despite what Gregory or what our leader might say, we actually do kind of want to fight, but we only want to fight if you can convince us and tell us here and now that we can win.
Yeah.
Maggie kind of lies. She goes, yeah, of course we can.
Is that really? Yeah, that's right. So did they all agree? They just walk off?
Yeah, pretty much. But then it's what's his face? Jesus is talking to. No, I'm sorry, not Jesus. Daryl was talking and saying, we don't need numbers if we find the right stuff. We can blow them up, burn them down.
Yeah.
So that's foreshadowing for something that happens a little bit later on.
I guess so. Yeah, it is. But it does make sense to strategize. I mean, you have to think of ways to be. They know that they have the number disadvantage. You got to go in with more guerrilla tactics. Maybe, I would personally poison them. I would come up with some kind of. I would poison them with sugar. Eventually, they'd all die of diabetes. I would just give them all Doritos and Caro syrup.
But if you think about it, the people who are strongest in the post-apocalyptic world are the ones who have the supplies and the numbers. They have taken everything from Alexandria. They've taken a crap ton from Hilltop. They have taken a crap ton of stuff from the kingdom, even though they haven't actually gone into the kingdom. They've taken as tribute a lot of their supplies.
A lot of those pigs and stuff.
And barring all of that, nobody really still knows what the true strength of the Saviors are. They don't know how many guns they have, aside from the fact that they have a heck of a lot more than anyone else. They don't know where the outposts are. They don't know where the headquarters is, aside from Jesus and Carl, who have been there, but it's not general knowledge. They have every disadvantage going for them, and yet suddenly it's almost as though they've completely forgotten about how far under the thumb of Neegan they are. Rick has forgotten about what happened when Glenn and Abraham died. He's forgotten about the fear that he felt when Carl's life was on the line. He's forgotten that Neegan hurts you by hurting those that you love. He's forgotten that Neegan knows where he lives and that he has a young child in Judith. And all of a sudden he's this big bravado guy going out there saying, oh, it's time for me to turn around and be Big Bad Rick again, completely learning nothing from the time he spent subservient to Neegan.
Well,
where did this come from?
I'm voting for you, James, in November, everybody. That was a beautiful speech. I think what you said was very convincing and passionately delivered. Now let me respond. Fucking bullshit. I think everything you said made no sense because what you aren't factoring in, and you're right about it, but I don't think they've forgotten. They actually know all those lessons. They're angry. They were oppressed. You oppress a people long enough, and what do? They fight back. Now, they are handling it a little bit like all that past stuff kind of never happened, almost like they're on equal ground, equal footing. But they are, this whole episode is about them scrambling around trying to increase their resources, increase their numbers, right?
Well, so before you go walking around in the broad daylight, going to the hilltop, being seen walking in a group with all your core people.
I agree with that. I was going to say this is tactically stupid to be just like
what I would do.
Like only a moron leader would talk about strategy in front of public where prying ears might hear them.
Especially people who are desperate to give the Saviors anything they possibly can in order to reduce the amount of tribute they have to provide for fear of having one of their own people killed.
Right.
What incentive do these people have the next time Negan's collection crews come to not say, hey, if you give us a break, I'll tell you something useful?
Right. Like, it just takes one spy, one person, too, to be like, hey, guys, what's happening?
And if you were Rick, wouldn't you make darn sure that Judith is in a place where she's protected and hidden, that Carl's in a place where he's protected and hidden, even not walking side by side with you, being seen by the Saviors as well, before you start saying, okay, now I'm going to start risking stuff again?
Carl has sort of been graduated. He's kind of out of high school now, you know what I mean? Like, he's kind of he gives him a gun. He's like, Carl's a killer. Carl's just a crazy maniac at this point.
But you saw his emotional state when he thought Carl was going to be killed by Neegan.
Yeah, for sure. No, and he still should be protective of his son. I'm just saying, like, it's like comes a point where your dad lets you drive, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You know, and my dad still won't let me drive. Yeah. He makes me sit in a child seat in the back of the car.
Yeah,
and I kick the back of the seat, and my dad yells at me. But of course, my dad puts me right behind him, so when he turns around to try to hit me, he's got an awkward swing, and I just put my hands up and I go, "Daddy, no, don't hit me again, Daddy. I'm in my 30s." Go ahead. What's your response?
Oh, and if you are being oppressed by a very violent, vindictive tyrant,
like the way I treat
Neegan is,
like the way I treat you.
Yeah, sometimes.
Sit down.
Would you openly travel around with frickin' Daryl, who just escaped from there, having just killed Fat Joey?
Well,
it's like, why are you not hiding him under a rock?
Or a burqa?
Yes, this is the dumbest strategy I've ever seen in my life.
I hear you. I don't think... okay. Yeah, I kind of agree. I'm not going to crap on that. That's my compliment. Yeah. I won't shit on that.
He may as well still be wearing the giant A uniform that Neegan had him in.
Yeah, that's...
He's still got the motor oil in his hair.
Yeah, he does. He's motor... Well, that's how they store their motor oil.
Yeah.
He's got that absorbent, gross scalp. All right, let's keep pushing, though. James is making some great points. Let us know in the comments, guys. Is James right, or is he super right? Because I think he's kind of... Yeah, okay. All right, so then Jesus, speaking of the Bible, says, hey, guess what? We don't have to go there. I have a radio. We can listen to there. So now they do have a little bit of access to some...
Yeah, and he's got a Spotify account.
Yeah, yeah. I got Stitcher. Check out my podcast. Basically, they have a police scanner.
Yeah,
so
he says
it's a radio.
When he infiltrated the Savior compound, he took one of their long-range radios, and of course they didn't notice it was missing because reasons.
Yeah.
And now he's saying that we can listen to them. We have an advantage now, and I need to take you to meet King Ezekiel.
Yeah, and he also stole some beard comb and some Pantene Pro V. Look at how beautiful that hair is, huh, James? Wow. Man, if the real Jesus had hair like that, I'm turning fucking Christian in a heartbeat. So there he goes. King. Oh, he goes, yeah, I'm going to introduce you to the king.
No, actually what Rick says is Kang.
Kang. All right, yeah, there's another half circle, though. That's all set up.
Yeah, and Rick is doing his pose, and
why are you
Sasha's doing her pose?
They should be posing. They bend their knees. Look at her. She's got some sass. Speaking of the sass, James, I've been doing squats lately. That's not true. My depression's been terrible. Okay, so where are we now? Some fucked up house. Oh, look at that guy. Yeah. He's just waiting for a friend. He had like a weird balloonish head quality to him, I thought. Is that his tongue?
I think his jaw's missing.
Oh yeah, but it's like all the way down. It's like just like shorn and stretched down onto his chin. Boy, man. I mean, I've had double chins before, but never quite that bad. Look at it.
I knew that was coming.
Hi. Oh fuck! I hit the wrong one. Yeah. Hello. What? Welcome to McDonald's. May I take your order? No, we don't have ketchup. One time they didn't have ketchup.
At McDonald's?
Fucking Donald's. No ketchup.
We don't have burgers.
I drove across the street to the other McDonald's.
So this is Jesus getting them together and taking them to the kingdom.
Yeah, that's right. They're going to the kingdom. Old truck there, huh? I don't know.
Or as Rick would say, the kingdom.
Did he really? I didn't notice he was pronouncing it kooky.
Yeah.
He didn't name it. So, okay, so they get to the kingdom. It's kind of empty, though, but they're sort of on the outskirts. This whole scene was awkward. I didn't understand. Like, the writing wasn't very good. I don't know. Everything just kind of...
Yeah.
You're always just like, ugh. If this was the first season of this show, I would never keep watching this. And
they're on the outskirts of the kingdom right now, and because they've alerted the kingdom to their presence, Richard, who is the main military guy,
a horse with a cocaine addiction comes up.
It's Charlie Sheen. Yeah, he comes out, but Richard comes out, but the guy who's with him is like, "Who dares to trespass?
Show yourself, ye strange and road-traveling weary men." Yours was better. Of the sovereign land of the kingdom. I'd be like, if one of my friends talked like that, I'd be like, dude, get the fuck out of my golf cart.
Pass, you must answer these riddles, please.
Yeah, I'm surprised he's not clapping coconuts together.
What is your favorite color?
So, anyway, they ride up and horses suck. They're expensive and dangerous. Jesus, is that you? I don't know. So they recognize Jesus and they know that they're there. So they're making new friends. Jesus introduces them. James, you take it away. You're a little bit more efficient.
But at this point, he says that I want to introduce you to...
Oh, look, the horses are wearing shin guards.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't just know.
They also play hockey.
What are they, in children's soccer?
Yeah, that's absurd.
Come on, they're horses.
But he describes Rick's group to Richard as like-minded individuals. And Richard kind of perks up at that and says, what do you mean by like-minded? And he says, we live, we survive, we fight the dead, and sometimes others. Because if you remember, Richard is the one guy in the kingdom who was trying his best to convince King Ezekiel that they have to fight back against the saviors.
Yeah.
He was the one who decked the savior guy during the transfer of materials during the tribute.
Yep.
He was the one who went to Carol and Morgan and begged them to try and convince Ezekiel and their people to help them fight.
He had the crying scene with the empty jugs of milk.
So he is very defeated at this moment, but he is still bound and determined to fight back against the Saviors.
Right.
So he's going to see Rick and his group as an opportunity to rekindle the interest in opposing the Saviors through force.
Yes. Yeah, and he's learning to skateboard.
Yeah.
You can tell by these cute little pads. So they all kind of are intrigued by this King fellow. It's sort of new to them. They don't really know what the hell's up with this King guy. We only have 2. I'm not sure what we're talking about.
Two guns. Turn over your guns.
This was what I was saying, though. Carl was the other guy that had a gun.
Yeah.
He didn't have to be the one guy with the gun. He could have Sasha could have had a gun. She could have had a gun.
Sasha does have the gun holster on or something.
Well, she's got a knife. They all got big knives and stuff. What's this chick's name again?
That is Tara.
Tara, thank you. So yeah, Carl and Rick have up their guns and they go off.
Oh, Rosita pose.
Rosita's always posing. Yeah. Haven't you ever been around an attractive woman? They pose. That's not true. They just stand like normal people, but they... All right. Yeah. Well, it's awkward to not pose, James. Look at this chick.
No, that's how I would be.
Well, okay, so you're judging people based on your own kooky standards.
Yeah, my weirdness is the norm.
We're not all ghosts. We're not all practicing to be a ghost someday, you nutcase. Sorry, I mean, call you nutcase. That's not fair. I feel like I'm being a little aggressive there, James. I apologize. So, before we go in a minute, start dealing with the real problem.
Who are the Saviors?
Yeah.
And then Jesus delivers a line going, you know what, Richard, I've never seen you smile before, but I have a feeling at the end of this day you're going to.
Yeah.
Because he's going to find out that Rick and his group want the very same thing Richard has been pushing for.
That was a very lame sentence, the way he said it. I don't know. Jesus is a horrible actor, by the way. I just got to say, I'm sorry. That guy's okay. I like that he does jump kicks off walls and stuff, but I think his acting's fucking garbage. But I want to point this out. I love that they repurposed these
filing cabinets.
Thank you, James.
Which I never noticed until you pointed out one of the prior episodes.
Yeah, you can tell I haven't had a job in a while. I couldn't remember what those were called. What are these? Roofs, Hank. Those are roofs, you homeless hobo. But yeah, I like that. I'm a big fan of container gardening, James. So there they go. They're all kind of industrious. They're always working on their little garden, their little tires and stuff. That's kind of cool.
So this is basically Rick and his team getting a first look at the kingdom.
Yeah. Which, of course, they have a whole training thing going on here, which we didn't see before. But they're just basically showing scenes that show how much resource and they have manpower. They have food.
And they've also got Cagney and Lacey.
Is this Cagney and Lacey there?
Yes.
Oh, are those two both women?
Yes.
Oh, all right. Yeah. Well, Cagney and Lacey. Come on. I mean, Lacey maybe. Laverne and Shirley. Milo and Otis. Forgot her name already.
So who does she see? She sees someone.
Oh, she sees Morgan.
Yeah, and he's like, "Hey,
hey, hey, what's up?" No, but they're happy to see each other. They give a couple of little hugs.
Yeah.
Like, hey,
so they ask him is like, "Oh, you know Morgan? How do you know him?" And Rick says, "Season 1, episode 1."
You're really coming down hard on Rick. I'm kind of digging it. They asked about Carol, and he. Carol has insisted that she be left alone in her little cabin.
Yeah, and he's respecting that.
He does respect it. He says, yeah, she got shot. We had to save her. I got her help, but then she left, and I don't know where she is. So he lies.
Yeah,
but
he's
honoring.
Yeah, he says that I saved her. She was shot, so I killed him.
Yeah,
then I ate him.
He tasted good. I poked my stick into his eyeball and then licked off the eyeball, but got stuck on the end of the stick like when you poke a ping pong.
Okay.
But he says he killed some. So he admits that his time when he was
that he may not have been perfect.
Non-killing guy.
Yeah, I think one of the things he said, you know what, I really thought I had it figured out, but I didn't.
Okay. All right. So he acknowledged that he had to grow up a little bit, start killing some motherfuckers. So, okay, good. Speaking of killing motherfuckers, we have a giant, scary, computer-generated tiger.
Yeah, until this point, everyone had failed to mention to Rick and his team that Ezekiel had a tiger.
Yes.
So they're all kind of huddled at the back of the room, not wanting to step forward to comical effect.
They take him into this community theater here, but of course, they do a good job with the tiger, though. I can't wait to see the tiger kill somebody, though. It's like, I hope they spend some money on that, because that's going to be fun. It'll be a nice time. I bet you who do you think the tiger's going to kill? They're not going to waste a tiger kill on somebody that nobody knows.
It's going to be a huge bowl of Frosted Flakes.
You got me. Yes, you got me. Great, James. I think the tiger's going to kill this guy.
But this is... No,
Jerry.
Do not say that. Jerry is a hero.
Fuck Jerry.
He is the comedic relief of here. Ezekiel goes, "It pleases me to see you here, Jesus." He goes, "It pleases him indeed."
Jerry can kiss my ass, that Jay and Silent Bob looking motherfucker idiot. He doesn't have anything good to say. He's just there for comic. I got enough comic relief for the show, James.
So we actually, this scene starts off...
Have you brought me new allies?
Yes, it starts off with two comedic moments. Jerry doing that, and then Rick's team hiding from the tiger.
Yeah, they're all just like, what the fuck? It goes, oh yeah, he has a giant...
It is a bit to take in. It's like a children's play with a king in the middle and a backdrop of Camelot and a tiger.
Like, I can respect having the backdrop. I can even respect going with this English medieval knight thing. I have been watching Merlin. I'm in season 5 on Netflix. Great show. Everybody should watch it. Just kidding. It sucks, but I love it. But why do they have all this electricity being wasted? Look at these. These are not low power light bulb things.
If you're going to use it, you should use it on the king.
Yeah, point them at the king. No, these are for lighting the stage, James. Come on. It's for creating mood and atmosphere.
When he gets angry, they go down.
Do they really have electricity for this? Come on, right? And why don't they have some cellophane and some colored cellophane on some of them, like a real theater department?
We haven't really seen like solar panels or anything, or have we? Maybe I just haven't seen.
There's solar panels in Alexandria though.
Yeah, definitely in Alexandria, but that's a good point. Where is the kingdom
getting its electricity? One of the things that's interesting about animals is how insanely big their heads are. Look how big his head is. It's the size of this guy's torso. It's like crazy. You could put another head on top of it and some arms. It'd be even more intimidating. Cow heads. You ever see a cow head? They're huge.
Yes.
So there they go. They finally start talking, and they just sort of have this whole little conversation about, well, we all serve the city. He goes, come on, man, we need your help.
So he basically says we have something in common. The Hilltop, Alexandria, and the kingdom, we all share a common need. We have a common threat. It's the saviors.
Oh, yeah, first he gets mad at Jesus.
Well, Rick says, I understand that you have a deal with the saviors. Yeah. And then Jesus is like, oh crap, Rick, you weren't supposed to say that. I wasn't supposed to tell anyone.
Ixnay on the deal day.
Yeah, he just kind of threw me under the bus, so to speak. So he steps forward and says, sorry, King, I told him for a reason. And Ezekiel basically says that you broke our confidence. Why did you tell them this? And he said, because I believe that you need to hear what Rick has to say.
And that's Jerry saying, don't interrupt the king. You can see they're all looking at him over there.
And it should be known that the deal that they have with the saviors is not known to the people inside the kingdom. The people in the kingdom, basically the deal is we provide you food and supplies on the outside in drops far away from the walls of the kingdom. And in exchange, you never set foot inside the kingdom because it's important for him to know that his people feel safe and protected. So they're completely unaware of the threat.
You mean the people in general don't know that the people are...
He is guarding them from that knowledge.
Yeah. Part of it, part of his obligation is that he sees it is to keep...
Yeah.
Yeah. That's like knowing, like your parents protect you, they don't tell you how fucked up the world is until you go to high school.
Yeah. And that's why he was upset that Jesus spilled the beans, because he told him that in confidence, and now he's just telling another group of people he doesn't yet know, and he could potentially leak that to his people and cause chaos.
Yeah. And who's Glenn? Is Glenn? Is that the name of the caterpillar on her face?
Yes. So Morgan has not seen the group of people in a long time, so they're filling him in on what the saviors have done since he last was
So this is some sad news for him. He finds out Glenn, Spencer, Olivia, they're all dead. The couple of Abraham, right? The red-beard guy. It's a couple others, right? I don't know. Yeah, nice. They took Eugene. Eugene's been turned into a chef.
I didn't even mention Denise.
Or
Denise.
Well, I couldn't remember. I didn't.
No, I don't think they did.
Oh, they forgot Denise. Yeah. Everybody forgets Denise. Who's Denise?
The girlfriend of Tara.
Oh, that's right. Oh, she's the doctor. The blonde.
Was the doctor? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, thank you. Yeah, she's a ghost doctor now. So Rick steps up and he's honest. Oh, that's good. We have people. We got to fight them first. We need more people. You got the numbers. You got a lot of people here.
Well, Rick is saying we don't have the numbers. We don't have weapons. And Richard is looking at the king saying, yeah, this is my chance. He says, you know what? We do have the weapons and we do have the numbers.
Yeah. And then he asks for Morgan's opinion, and Morgan, he's thoughtful. He says, I don't know. He kind of doesn't want to do it, right?
Yeah, he basically says, you know what, if we do this, a lot of people are going to die. I'm not cool with people dying. Maybe we should look at this from a different approach. What if we just capture and hold Neegan? Would that be enough to kind of put this at end?
That's actually a great...
It's an optimistic thing, but you're not going to get... I mean, actually...
Why? Wait till they show up. That's a smaller force.
That is true. Neegan has showed up to Alexandria before and stayed there virtually by himself, out of reach of his people.
Or let's just say he shows up with 20 guys, like he has his gang with him.
That's when you jump.
Then you jump the 22. I mean, you're going to have a better chance fighting them and then keeping Neegan if you can get him alive. And also then you got a couple of great trucks. You can start a moving business.
Yeah. And then we get to the point where Rick tells his motivational story that sounds like it's from antiquated bedtime storybook that makes no sense whatsoever and is just over the top, confusing, and stupid.
Let me add to that. It sounds like it was written by a Hollywood writer who was fucked up on weed.
Yeah.
This story sucked. I took a lot of screenshots because I could tell it's going to be bad. So he goes, I got a story.
And he was trying to tell it with emotion as though it was supposed to touch us when we were hearing it. He goes, this little girl, all she had was beer.
We got it all right here. There was a rock in the road, but horses would break their legs on it and die. Wagon wheels would come off. People would lose the goods they'd be coming to sell. Okay, so at this point, if you're in a community where there's a rock causing this much havoc...
Maybe we put a cone over it.
Or you and your buddy Jeff go over there and you pick up the fucking rock and you bring a couple... Or if it's big, you get Dave,
or
Jeff.
learn to go around it,
Or you just get Dave, Jeff, and Bill and you get a couple shovels and you dig out the fucking rock so you don't lose any more horses. Come on.
They'd lose the goods they came to sell, so, oh no, my cabbage fell on the ground, I can't pick that.
Well, the rock is above 2 black holes.
Yeah.
But it's like, so okay, people would lose their rock. So now we're learning this is the story. That's what happened to a little girl. The cask of beer, her family, like what? Like this, by the way, there's no, I got the screenshot. There's no thing, like this is not, there's no sentence between this one and this one. So he goes, people would lose their goods, they become a sell. That's what happened to a little girl. That makes no sense.
The little girl
just horrible writing.
Like,
she lost a wagon wheel.
You teach little girls when they're young, never cry over spilled beer.
Yeah. Well, never cry over spilled horses.
Why do they have to be beer? I mean, that doesn't...
Well, beer's valuable.
Yes, but in the context of a crying, devastated little girl, it doesn't seem like the best choice.
Yeah, I agree. What do you want to be, Sunny D? Calm down.
Capri Sun.
Capri Sun, some purple stuff, some OJ.
And we're supposed to believe that Ezekiel is letting this heartfelt story touch him.
Yeah, this whole story was nuts. So the beer, okay, so the beer cask fell off. Her family made the beer, so that's obvious. Okay, so they're losing some of their goods. It's like if they were drug dealers.
I would have appreciated it when Rick said that the beer fell over and the ground soaked it all up. If they cut to Daryl and like a tear was coming down his face.
Yeah, I thought you were going to say cut to Daryl and he's on his hands and knees looking at the ground.
Yeah.
Trying to get that beer. I'm missing the beer. It broke. Dirt soaked it all up and it was all gone. Not even Daryl's tongue could sop it up. That was her family's they had all their fucking passion or futures and hopes were built up in this one cask of beer.
Daryl soaked it up in his hair and it's still there.
It tastes like motor oil. That's why you see him always sucking on his own hair. Okay, so they were hungry.
No, he said hangry. Hangry.
They were hangry. Don't make fun of my name. They didn't have any money. She just sat there and cried. Wait, so the little girl wasn't injured? I thought she fell off.
No, her beer broke.
Oh, it's even dumber. I thought the beer and the little girl broke. Okay, no. She wondered why it was still there. Oh yeah, look at that. I don't know why I got 2 there. Sorry, going a little too fast here. She wondered why I was still there before it hurt someone else. What the fuck? I don't even know what he's talking about by this
The rock.
The rock.
So the little girl goes out and digs at the rock.
Yeah, so there we go.
For hours. So think about it.
With her hands till they bled.
Till they bled. So a little girl, how big is this rock really?
Right.
It's
big enough to kill horses.
That a little girl can move this rock after a few hours, and her family, what were they do? Just sitting around crying over the beer? They weren't helping her. No mention of them.
They were home brewing more beer.
No,
Don't you know it's like something? As long as everybody like moves their hands over a cauldron or something, it happens quicker. Yeah. So she's alone digging up a rock with her bare hand. What? Like the only way I thought this might make sense at the end is if he had said, "Yeah, I just made that up. I have no idea."
It took hours. Are we talking a boulder here? I mean.
Well, I mean, okay, I've dug up some rocks. Everybody.
Rocks can be heavy.
Rocks can be hard to dig up. Ground can be tough. But I mean, I'd say the threshold where a rock becomes hard is like about basketball, a little bigger than basketball size.
So if you
starts to get too hard to carry.
task a little girl with the task of moving a rock, and you give her a few hours to do it, it's not going to be that big of a rock.
Yeah. I agree.
It's something that a full-grown man could have picked up and moved on his own, probably.
Well, I mean, if
it was buried a little bit, sure.
Sure, buried. But even a buried basketball-sized rock can get out pretty quickly, probably. Yeah. So it's probably bigger than that, is what I'm saying. It's big enough to kill horses, James.
Yes.
It would kill you, all right? Not me, because I'm tough. And then when she was going to fill it up, she filled up the rock, or the hole. So now she has a hole. He didn't even mention
there was a hole there.
Yeah.
He just went straight to filling it back in.
He didn't even mention that there was a hole.
Because it implies they're saying she saw something in it. She saw something in the rock?
She brought the rock back and dumped it in the beer keg.
It was a geode.
And destroyed her next family's beer, a geode. Yeah. It's It was Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
It was a meteorite from space, and now she's a superpower.
He said, know your role, and then he rolled away.
And that little girl's name was Rick Grimes.
Excellent. Well done. And so, well, yeah, so she saw something in the hole. A bag of gold. What the? Now it turns into a leprechaun. What the fuck? This is so stupid. I really was, and then these two guys are like, oh, whoa. This guy goes, yeah, oh yeah. Of course, here, what's this guy's name?
Benjamin.
Benjamin is like, what?
Is this guy high?
This guy's like, really? I became an actor for this fucking shit? The king had put that rock in the road because he knew the person who dug it out, who did something, they deserved a reward. Change for the good, forever. Or maybe I missed one there between reward. I don't know. Yeah. So she taking initiative to get rid of this rock, really made a big difference.
So it was almost as though Ezekiel was going to look down and says, so let me get this straight. I help you, you're going to give me gold?
Yeah.
All right. Where's your gold?
It was so badly. It's like an Aesop's fable kind of thing. But first of all, cut it in half. You have way too many words. Yeah. Come up with something. Oh, the rock, the whole town had to gather for the rock, but one guy didn't think it was worth it, and then he believed in them, and they taught. I just wrote a better story than this fucking shit.
What would you told like a story of stone soup? You remember that one?
No. It sounds delicious.
Yeah, it was basically a poor guy goes to a town where, and I'm going to mingle this, but all the people in the town are really selfish, and they all have very little amounts of things, and none of them are happy because they're all kind of starving. Like one guy only eats carrots, one guy only has potatoes, and so forth.
Burritos? Anybody eat burritos?
No, burritos. So he kind of gets together and says, hey everyone, I can make the best thing ever if I make you some of my stone soup. We just got to start with my stone, but then you got to put your stuff in it, and you got to put your stuff in it, and you got to put your stuff in it. And when he was done, they all came together, were happy, and had a nice batch of real brothy soup.
Ooh, sounds delicious. Did the stone make it taste?
The stone did nothing.
Because it's at the bottom.
But it was the catalyst that brought them all together.
I see. I know. I figured that out already.
Yeah.
Just for the record. I like that. That's a cute story. Thank you, James. That inspires me. It makes me want to go get a McChicken with you after we tape this. And then you and I can mix your McChicken with my double cheeseburger. And you can have rocks, and I'll eat both of them. All right.
Let's do it.
So the king invites him to sup. He's totally in character. Sup. That's one of these. He wants to bang. This is one of those 3 a.m. Hey, you sup? Hey, baby, you sup? I text my therapist about midnight every day, but hey, you up? I need you. I need help.
Look at Rick's eyes right now. It's like he's about to pass out.
Yeah. I mean, it's just, screenshot stuff. Man, Michone's ripped. She's hot. Sorry. So I shall deliver my decree in the morn. At least he didn't say on the morrow.
Upon the morrow.
On the rob morrow.
When the rooster crows, I shall emerge.
When one of the king's stag has his morning boner, I shall give you my decision. So anyway, that whole sequence was freaking stupid as shit. All right, commercial. Let's keep going. Okay, so it's the morn. Look at that beautiful morn, huh? And what do we got? We got a guy walking around
in the woods.
Little Benji boy.
You remember Benjamin?
Looks like fat PewDiePie.
Yeah. So Benjamin had a father who was killed.
Yeah.
And the father was very much so respected mutually by the king.
He and the king were kind of like the two guys.
Yeah, so the king has kind of seen him as a son. He was the one who he had Morgan teach how to use the sticks because he sucked with firearms.
Yeah.
So he's out here practicing shooting, practicing fighting with a stick, and he comes across what looks to be a walker.
This is basically like the world's wussiest Jon Snow. But he's out here testing himself. But what is this? James, it's in the light. It's hard to see. There's something moving in the bushes. Better get ready. Who could it be? It's a monster! What is that? That's Carol.
Yes.
Carol is ready to kill a bitch, and he comes.
And he's ready to play laser tag.
Yeah, I know. There had to be like a sports authority that was nearby.
I mean, what does that really protect you from, though? You would think you want to put the armor on places where but they don't bite you in the chest.
I would take this armor and I would put it right there.
Yeah, I mean,
because I have a huge flat penis. My penis looks like a Little Caesar's pizza.
Wouldn't you be like wrapping your arms and stuff in duct tape and your legs and the limbs that are at danger for being bitten?
Phone books and duct tape. Exactly. Isn't that a Running Man? Isn't there's some movie or scene where a guy uses phone books. All right, so she puts the gun down and she kind of gives him sort of like grizzled prospector, grizzled fighter thing where she sort of gives him like, hey, well, put the safety on. All right, what are you doing out here, you kid? So she knows her business. She's a real badass.
Yeah.
Although that osteoporosis has got to be kicking in at some point.
Yeah, so she's giving him pointers. At the same time, he's telling her, the king really cares about you. He's going to keep checking on you. You're important to him. all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, but this is her saying, sassing it up. You're not me, because she tells me to get back because it's dangerous. She's like, oh, it's not dangerous for me, all right, buddy.
She's like, I'm level 100. You're only level 2.
Yeah, it really is. That's perfect.
I've unlocked all my skills.
But I'm almost at level 3. I only need 15 more XP, and then I can get my own coin.
I can craft diamond armor.
But he needs to know. Okay, so that's her talking. I don't know. I missed some of the dialogue. I don't get all the dialogue in the screenshots because we're already basically stealing the show as it is. I feel like if I did every single line, it's really kind of, I don't know.
I did pay for it.
Well, I know, but there's copyright.
I know what you're saying.
Yeah, we appreciate that they let us do this because if they do take it down, it's like, okay, I guess it's fair.
Yeah, I understand. I agree. I wouldn't have any recourse against that either.
Yeah.
Understand. But anyway, he does say, I carry extra supplies in case someone needs it.
Yeah.
He wants to give it to her.
He offers her some water and some fruit.
He's a good person.
He is a good guy. Yeah, I agree. He doesn't seem like, and he doesn't have one of those like I'll eat your face kind of vibes.
Yeah, he's no Spencer.
He's a little naive maybe, but he's getting there. He's out here doing his best. He wants to save his family and help them out, and he's got a stick. He likes having a bow staff.
Mm-hmm. So it was the only weapon that he ever really took to.
Yeah, I do like that they're like, oh, the boy can't handle a knife, the boy can't handle a bow and arrow, the boy can't shoot a gun, teach him a stick.
I mean, wouldn't it be horrible if you had if Morgan's skill was a speak and spell, and you just taught him to smack zombies with it?
With a speak and spell?
Yeah.
Yeah, a light bright.
I always wanted one. I never got one.
He gets an Etch-a-Sketch and he just draws really good pictures of zombies. Yeah. Or he's like one of those weirdos that can do a Rubik's Cube. What are these fucking maniacs that can finish a Rubik's Cube? My God.
You ever see the guy who can do multiple ones while juggling?
Yeah. I've seen those dudes. Or those dudes that can do the white ones. You ever see the ones that are all white?
That's a solved one.
It's already solved.
Or people who are blind.
Or blindfolded. People can do them. They look at it once and then they put a blind. And there's a system to it, but I'm very dumb. Is my point. I'm trying to compliment the Rubik's people by insulting them. So when we left it, okay. So what is this, James?
So this is King Ezekiel in the bedroom of Benjamin's younger brother.
Oh, right.
Telling him a bedtime fable story, something like that.
Jews and Gentiles, Protestants and Catholics, and singing the words of the old Negro spiritual, free at last, free at last. So, thank God Almighty, we are free at last.
So he's doing this because
that's a young Anakin Skywalker.
Yeah, because Benjamin was out in the woods doing his thing. He missed supper, didn't come back in time, so he put the child to bed because he also sees him not. He's a father figure not only to Benjamin, but also to Benjamin's younger brother's son.
Supper? Call it dinner like a man. Come on.
You missed the royal feast. Banquet.
I could not imagine asking a girl out for supper. Hey, I want to take you out for a meal.
Now, where I'm from, my father used that. It was never dinner. It was always supper.
Yeah, I know, but your dad's not a 19-year-old fuckboy like me trying to bang babes.
I should hope not.
Yeah. All right. Your dad is an old guy who raised a family. He's allowed to say supper, and it's the East. What I don't know what. Yeah, right. Well, okay, fine. I just feel like I insulted your dad.
You come from a place where they say pop instead of soda.
We say dinner, and we call it pop. You call it Coke instead of pop.
It's generic.
That's way worse.
It's like if you want a bandage, you don't say bring me an adhesive strip. You say bring me a Band-Aid.
No.
Yes.
Fuck you. Adhesive strip. A medicated adhesive strip is what I grew up calling it.
It's pincers.
No, James. Soda is the right word. Pop. Soda is Coke. Wait, hold on. Pepsi. Fuck. Pop is Pepsi. Soda is Coke. And Coke is Tab.
I'll allow it.
Subway, Quiznos, and a piece of raccoon poop stuffed into a old moldy egg roll wrapper.
Oh, Jimmy John's.
Jimmy John's. Yeah. Thanks. All right, sorry. This is the stuff people either love or hate about these reviews. This is the tangents. Some people hate them. Some people love them. Okay, so look at that face. Where are we at? Oh, you missed supper. So he was out there fighting, and then this is where he actually reports back that he ran into Carol. Oh, really? Huh?
Yeah, but he was saying that he was out there practicing. He killed 2 dead ones on the way back.
Yeah.
And all that kind of stuff. And he uses
Congratulations, son. You ended life. Yeah. I'm so proud of you.
Well, they were already dead.
I know. But
this is where he's basically trying to convince Ezekiel that he should say yes to what Rick is asking for.
Right.
Because he said, my dad always said that if someone asks you to be a hero, you be the hero. We're ready for this. They can't win without us. And if they do, by some miracle, win without us, then we'll have to live with the knowledge that we did nothing to help them.
Right.
And he said, you know what? Your dad will be proud of you. And the king is proud of you.
And he said, yeah, and he says, thank you for your Sage Council. Sages of, I was going to say Oregano Council. I couldn't get it. I almost said Origami Council, which would have made less sense. What can I say? Oregano. Oregano. Jesus, what's wrong with me? I need some McDonald's to bring me back to life. Sage Council, shut up. You're not the king. You're talking to your son.
I know you would think that he would kind
your adopted
of
son.
Kill the act when he's in private with people that he's close to.
So far, the only person he's killed the act in front of is Carol.
Yeah.
And that one when he
in the garden.
In the very early episode where he's like, yeah, look, I know this is all bullshit. I just do this because people need something to believe in. But if my dad was like, I know he's not literally his dad, but he's like his father figure. He's his dad, basically. I'd be like, dude, come on, shut the fuck up, Dad. I'm not coming to your funeral. The king is very... And then if my dad referred to himself in the third person... Yeah, the next one. The third person, the king. Like, leave it alone. Like, they just don't have to over... I don't know. Okay, whatever.
You should wear, like, the Burger King plastic mask.
Yeah, but like that's his formal king wear. But his informal is just the Burger King paper.
Jerry comes and slowly descends it onto his head.
Oh yeah, dude, I'm gonna put this thing on the head. Jerry bugs me. All right, so next scene.
Oh my God, I just realized something.
What?
Who are his biggest advisors? Benjamin and Jerry. Ben and Jerry.
Oh. Wow, there's definitely going to be some Cherry Garcias going
and they're the Rockin' the Road, Rocky Road.
Holy shit!
And Illuminati confirmed.
An American Dream was starring Stephen Colbert. Cold beer.
Oh my God.
Broken beer.
Yes.
It's all coming together. I can't think of any Oreo cookies or something. Okay, so... All right, so now we got a whole training montage. Not montage, but they're out shooting arrows and stuff.
She's missing a leg. The other guy's missing an arm.
Well, she's gained... what's that saying? When God takes away a leg, he gives you a stool?
That's like a quad peg leg.
Yeah, she's got 5 legs now, if you count them all together. Although 2... Okay, all right, we shouldn't be so...
And he's got a...
He's got an arm.
Lannister's hand.
Yeah, but he's got it turned into an arrow puller, I assume. Some kind of gizmo there. So they do go out of their way to point out these two. Yeah, look, he does have Jaime Lannister's hand.
Yeah.
Cool. Look at this kid.
He's like, I'm just happy to be here.
I hope I got... His mom is like somewhere by the Kraft Food Services going, I hope he's wearing sunscreen. Oh, shit, his little red-haired cheeks. This is actually the... somebody fed the red-haired guy after midnight, and he turned into a gremlin. This is like... little balls of red fur came shooting out, and they grew into little boys like that.
So these are actually children who had been bitten by zombies and had to have their limbs amputated.
That's all? Not all of them.
Yeah, because we find out a little bit later on in the scene that he said, you know what we have here, we got through sacrifice. I forced them to fight the dead when they didn't need to.
Yeah.
And their sacrifice for this place is their limbs, their arms, their legs.
But I don't think...
So they were bitten by zombies.
No, I know. I understand. But I don't think all of them. I'm saying, like, they went out of their way to make sure these two were front and center, as is evidenced by the way they composed the shot, standing on either side of him. Clearly, but he's referring to these two. I mean, maybe there were more, but you don't see any signs that they're missing legs. I mean, maybe
not all of them, but some of them.
Yeah. I mean, which is still it's a sacrifice for sure.
Yeah, and you made a good point at this point.
My heart breaks when I see a little kid with glasses. I don't know what it is. I can't handle the idea that a little kid couldn't see, and then eventually, because they don't know they're not supposed to be able to see.
Yeah.
My nephew had to get glasses. He was like 3 or 4, and it was like because it was all fucked up. But he didn't know he was supposed to need glass. It's heartbreaking. So anyway, I'm saying I do feel for children that have to give up a limb in a zombie apocalypse.
Yeah. But you were saying here that you thought that maybe the kingdom was close to a department store because you see the bow and arrow, the targets, the archery, the hockey gear, all that kind of stuff.
Maybe that is what the case, yeah.
And the pool noodles on his head.
Oh my God, that's funny. They are pretty thick, aren't they? He could float.
Yeah.
I don't know. I hope that's not inappropriate.
Is it?
I don't think so. They look like...
It's just a hairstyle.
Yeah, I know. We tease them. Okay, all right. So, you call yourself a damn king? Oh yeah, so there's lives, arms, and legs. The piece we have with the saviors is uneasy. This part. So I don't know if you noticed. Did you notice this whole thing?
The guy in the background practicing.
I took...
Yeah.
He's back there practicing. Come on.
Yeah.
Look, then he stops and he starts standing still. But look at... He's back there doing Morgan moves.
It's like that old YouTube, the Star Wars kid.
Remember that? No, kinda. Jar Jar Binks?
No, the quite overweight child who was practicing twirling something, and batting it against like a green screen or blue screen in the background. Didn't know that the camera was on, was recording him, and people berated him endlessly on the internet for that.
Oh.
It was like one of the first video internet memes.
Oh, sounds good. I'll have to look that up when I go to bed tonight. Not gonna. Yeah, it's just awkward that he's back there and that they framed it so that he was visible.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just like, it just seemed dumb. Like, he really did he go grab a stick and be like, oh, I got to go to the training yard and stand by myself and do this thing while the limbless kids are shooting arrows.
It would be great if you just like did the Power Ranger stance and like turned into the Red Ranger. And no one acknowleded it, and he was just like talking.
Or he took out his Planeteer ring and zapped it, or I don't know what they did.
And said heart, and then squirrels jumped all over him.
See, I have no idea what you're talking about, but I like it.
The heart was the one ring that was the least useful because everyone was like, wind, water, fire, earth. And this poor little kid goes like, heart. And then all he can do is make animals not eat him.
Oh, okay.
That was his power. Whereas the other kids are running around shooting tornadoes and flaming firestorms out of their rings.
And he's just surviving squirrel cases.
Yeah.
I could go for a squirrel case. Okay, so...
So essentially, this is the morn. Ezekiel says, you know what, Rick? I cannot offer you what you asked for. We've lost and sacrificed too much. The people are too important to me. Look at these children. They've sacrificed their arms and limbs the last time I told them they needed to fight the dead. Turns out they didn't need to fight the dead, and I don't think they need to fight at this point.
Yeah.
But... I will help you, and I'll let you have Daryl stay, because I understand he's a marked man. The Saviors do not enter this compound. He will be safe here. Yeah. This is my decree.
Yes. So then, yes, exactly.
And then we see The Walking Dead, the musical album cover.
Yeah, the album cover moving shot here. They're all walking kind of separated, even spacing. Just to see what's going on with the rest of these people. They're crossing the street. They're walking around there. Yeah, and they're talking about it, basically debating what... this is this whole part.
Yeah, this was awkward.
I don't remember what she said, though. They kind of... Sasha says something... Rosita's got a chip on her shoulder. She's angry.
Yeah, Sasha basically comes up and goes, I knew he was going to say no, but it still ticked me off that he said no. And she's like, why are you telling me?
Yeah. We both had sex with the same dead guy. So James goes, and we both were thinking it.
That kind of implies they did it while he was dead.
Yeah, they fucked the dead guy, but they both fucked the dead guy.
Yeah, we found this really attractive walker in the woods, Our eyes met, and it was a moment.
Yeah, luckily he died with a boner. Rigor mortis set in. I took his toe. You took his... No, that's horrible. But so... Even aside from the fact that it's clumsy writing because it implies that it could easily be taken that they both banged a dead guy, the same dead guy. Mm-hmm. Hey, that guy's pretty fucking hot. Just close your nose. Don't worry about the smell, and you'll have a good one.
But just for anyone who's following the real story, it's Abraham.
It's Abraham, the red faced fellow. Yeah. Like he was with Sasha first, or one of them first.
No, he was with Rosita first.
He showed up with Rosita.
Yeah, for Sasha.
And then for Sasha. So that guy did pretty well, though. That's just, good for him. James also had always goes to show, do push-ups and never trim your mustache. Women love it. But they have this little antagonism, and then she's just like, yeah, we're not friends because we fucked the same guy, okay? All right. And so I don't know if she's resentful. That was weird because they'd already sort of let them make up a little bit, though, right? Like they sort of buried the hatchet.
A standoffish jerk.
Well, she's sort of in a heightened, agitated mode. Well, she did have that thing. I think they're playing that. I think with the whole gun and the bullet that she had made, and then she had the cut on her face.
And then they have the big pose off.
Yeah, pose off. You're really into the posing. Just because James stands still, like one of those guys who doesn't move unless he intends to move. All right, so you can change his mind, but you won't. They're talking about the king there, and so they're basically going... I don't know. I beats the fuck out of it. This guy comes up and he's like,
Richard
I'll
was
come
basically
by.
talking to him, saying, here's the situation.
But Richard offers to fight with him, right?
Yeah.
Right.
But he's saying that we really need to, get everyone in unity behind us before we make a move.
I'd be a good warrior for you. For instance, when I do casual strolling around in a safe area, when I talk to people who aren't any threat to me, I always have my gun out. That's not risky.
Yeah, that's true.
He's got two... Oh, he's got their guns.
Oh, because Rick had two guns.
All right, now it makes sense. So he's going to give them their guns back. Maybe that's what it is. But still, not that it's wrong to carry a gun in your hand. I mean, but... Okay, that makes sense now. I withdraw my disdain. All right, so they're walking out. Rick, you're not... Rick tells Daryl.
Rick tells Daryl, yeah.
That, no, you are going to stay, man. And Daryl doesn't argue. I think he does. I agree. It's the right move.
Yeah, but Daryl offers his one facial expression.
When am I going to get to wear better makeup?
Yeah.
My eyes look all fucked up. I'm actually more handsome than this in real life.
Yeah.
If you see me at a fancy, expensive West Hollywood restaurant. Go ahead, James.
No, so Rick basically says, you're going to stay back. You know this is the smartest move. But while you're here, try and talk to Ezekiel. Stare him into submission, whatever it takes.
Yeah. Stare him in. Yeah, stare him in.
Yeah, because that's kind of Daryl's one move.
Yeah, Daryl's a cardboard cutout. So, okay, so they leave and they come, and then the door closes on Daryl. Fuck, I didn't get the shot. So Daryl's right behind this door here. It was kind of funny.
So, but when Richard says that we have weapons, do you think he's referring to firearms or his pointy sticks? Because if he had weapons, would he really be patrolling around with the spears?
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Or is he patrolling around with the spears because he feels like if a savior sees him, they're going to take the gun?
Like this is like one of their weapons. Like
their spear. Are they just using that on the outside and keeping a horde of guns inside just in case they need to use them, but not letting it be known that they have them?
That could be the case. I mean, they do seem like they'd have the resources. If they have that big of a footprint, that big of a town, that big of a group of people, they would probably have come across some guns at some point.
But I'm just picturing this moment where they finally agree to fight, and Rick is finally like, yes, we finally have the numbers we need. Take me to your weapons. And he goes, here's my armory. And it's all swords.
Yeah, it's all halberds and stuff. Yeah, I think they probably have a stack of guns. It would make sense. I wouldn't be surprised. But at the same time, this whole kingdom thing, the spear thing fits into the whole kingdom. Like we're knights. We're a phalanx of fighters, and we wear hockey gear and shit, or laser tag gear, or whatever the fuck.
What if his armory is just fireworks? Because they are filled with magic. My court wizard has told me so.
Look, it's a Roman candle made with Chinese gunpowder. It's a miracle powder from the East. Yeah, like they're so they go and they try to build a trebuchet. It takes them like 3 or 4 weeks to get it working.
We have reserves of wildfire.
Hurry! Hold him still while we pour oil on him. It'll be warm. So the door closes loudly. Wow, that's what it's like when you die, James. That's the last thing anybody sees when they die is a bearded Rick. Okay, so boom, Neegan. This was also stupid fucking shit. So they've got their little radio.
A little funny.
What, the Neegan talking?
Yeah.
Well, but Neegan is Neegan. Like he's still in Neegan cadence. Yeah. He's in Neegan voice, and it's just like, in fact, we were just joking about oral sex with Lucille. Like, is he? He's giving like routine daily commands.
Yeah, he's talking over the radio. They have the long range radio that Jesus was able to steal from the compound.
This would be like if I was the way I am while we talk right now, like all the time.
Yeah,
that'd be the worst person to ever be around.
This is just pure exposition to do a couple of things. One, to sprinkle a little Neegan into the episode.
Yeah.
And two, to acknowledge that he knows Fat Joey's dead and Daryl has run away.
And killed by Daryl. Yeah.
Killed by Daryl. Yeah. Yes. And three, to later on establish that the movements of the Saviors, which is a catalyst that gets Rick's team to react and do something else.
Yes.
So it's a very convenient thing.
Right. Yeah, totally.
It's a plot device.
Yeah, I mean, and they're advancing them into this little part. So there's some weird, you definitely noted something about what goes on in this whole sequence that made no sense at all, which was, so they come up on these cars, right? So they're all lined up and it's a roadblock of some kind. I feel like you could do a different kind of, I don't know, they're just lining up a bunch of cars randomly. And then they say, oh, look, there's one of their outposts. Okay, great.
Well, no, that's not just the outpost. That's the main headquarters.
Oh, that is? Oh, I thought they said an outpost. Okay. But so they say, okay, well, we can't let them know that we were here, so we're going to move them and put them back and we'll get through. But what was peculiar, first, I'm just trying to make sure I get to a good screenshot. So look at Carl back there, just like, hey, look at her. That's a woman. I'm going to get pubes soon. No, he's actually already had a kiss with Enos. Whatever. With penis. He kissed penis. So that's what they see is... Wait, she's pointing at... So this whole thing was confusing. But before we get to the bomb stuff, what I'm trying to get at...
Hot dogs?
They're hot dogs. Well, these are wrapped. This is how they cook hot dogs. Is that... Why would they take this road back? Like, wouldn't they have known about this car block thing on their way there?
I mean, the only thing I can
let's back up a little here. Like, there's two roads. It's a big highway area. Maybe they weren't on this path and they were on this one. But, like, why would they take a different route?
Yeah,
unless they're going somewhere else.
Because Jesus led them to the kingdom.
Yeah.
But then I was about to say, well, maybe Jesus took them on this path back. But you look who's driving. It's Rick.
Right. There you go.
And if you're in a post-apocalyptic area...
Jesus could be telling them, too.
Yeah, and he screams, Jesus, take the wheel.
Okay, my arms aren't long enough. I'm in the back seat.
But yeah, why would, I mean, again, it's a plot device. Why would they suddenly take a route that's so far removed from the other routes they've taken that they would actually come within visual line of sight of the Savior's headquarters?
So they haven't done it before. Otherwise they would have known the Savior's headquarters were
and we've
there.
also established
Also,
that...
how do they know that's his headquarters?
Because Jesus is there and he's been there and he knows that.
That's right. Okay.
And Carl's there and he's been there and he knows it.
Yeah, you're so smart, much smarter than I am. I am so dumb. So go ahead.
Yeah, but so it just seems very odd that they would choose a different path that they weren't familiar with.
Right. And things are pretty risky these days.
Yeah.
So anyway, we don't know how they got there.
And to get this close to the compound and not come upon a road stop that's manned.
Right.
We know they always man their road stops.
Yeah, and if they're going to do a block thing, I mean, I guess I could see that the Saviors do things where they don't always have, put a roadblock on that road over there, but they always seem to have manpower. It seems like they could have a scout, one or two guys hanging out in one of the trees.
This just seems
everything was a little peculiar.
Yeah, this is strange.
It's not thought through. Anyway. So then, speaking of not thought through, now that we have this pipe, I guess, a long rod bar thing connected, and it's got dynamite. Or as James calls it, hot dogs.
Yep.
But not just dynamite. This is an RPG.
Yep.
And that red thing is a canister of gasoline, probably rigged up with some other explosives or something to be a big old boom boom. And it's like a big-ass, scary bomb thing.
And this goes back to what Daryl said back at Hilltop. He's like, you know what? We don't need the numbers. Maybe we can just, blow them up or burn them out.
Okay. Yeah.
So
Rick
has seen this, and they're like, holy crap, we need these.
Yes. I mean, I agree. Like, it does seem like dynamite could be useful.
But the reason they're there, Neegan's group put it there.
Yeah.
Because this is one of the main thoroughfares into the headquarters, so they don't want a herd to be able to come in and overwhelm them, so this is their defense against a herd.
So this is not to stop a
single thing. It's
right.
to stop a herd, which...
Is it triggered? I mean, so let's play that out. Say there's a herd coming, and eventually we actually come across some more zombies.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, you blow up the first ones that hit it,
you blow up the first 2 or 3.
But then the rest will just kind of walk through the fire and be
maybe the first 50 feet. You know, it's like we got a big radius, maybe even bigger than that. I mean, I know I'm sounding kind of dumb, but like these herds are long-tailed. Like they have to be really concentrated and dense for it to be effective.
It would thin them out a little bit.
Unless it's a triggering thing where they all kind of gather up against it. But the zombies are going to trip over this and they'll get past this barrier. This is not like... Anyway, whatever. So what it is it's a weapon stash that they have to disarm. So it's just a device to create tension.
And how long would that realistically last out there? You have wind, you have rain.
Squirrels.
Yeah, I mean... Wouldn't rain soak the dynamite? Wouldn't and it rains there. I know it does.
Does dynamite not work when it's wet?
I don't have a lot.
There are some nuances to blowing stuff up. My grandpa blew up his hand when he was a kid. Yeah. Fucking idiot.
My dad blew up a raft.
Really?
Yeah.
What kind of raft?
We had one of those pumps, and then he blew into it, and it
blew up a raft. I love it. Did you tell him, Daddy, good blowjob?
Yeah.
We need these explosives, so they decide they're all going to get the explosive. And luckily, somebody here is an explosives expert.
Yes, Rosita.
And they're all standing exactly where you probably shouldn't. When you know when someone lights fireworks, you're like, "Hey, Steve, you idiot, go light a fucking fire." You stand back a little bit. I mean, I've been really close to fireworks,
I would feign a bout of explosive diarrhea and run behind the furthest tree I could find.
They would hear an explosion from James's diarrhea, from his explosive diarrhea. But I just think they're all being a little reckless here, just being like, "Oh yeah, okay, we'll just stand right over here."
But the thing is, none of them want to lose camera time.
Yeah, they've got to be. They are perfectly framed. Look at the space between this left frame and her, and then this right frame and him. That's pretty good. Zombie. Okay, so she opens up this grate. This is like the triggering arming device or whatever.
It's like bags of dog poo.
Could be. Pretty well packed though, I'd say.
Bomb,
yeah, my shit, when I poop into a bag, it's usually pretty heavy.
It's very square as well.
Yeah, one of these big batteries in there. Well, you should see my rectum, James. It's I've had a tough life. So anyway, I didn't know she was explosives. Not that my knowledge is.
Maybe she's got a backstory that we just don't remember. It seemed a little convenient, but there might be something to it.
It seemed like they kind of just picked somebody and gave him some skills. But she did show up with the military guy, so maybe she had some military training.
It's possible. I can't discount that entirely.
All right, fair enough. Backing up is not going to make... Oh, yeah, she's like, don't even bother backing up. I'd be like, that's the dumbest advice I've ever heard. Of course backing up would make a difference. You just got to go far enough.
Yeah.
How much farther? She can't go 200 feet. She can't go 500 feet.
Yeah.
You stand behind a truck or a car or a tree. Come on. Of course it's like, no. Don't worry. Like when I fart, I tell James backing up is not going to make a difference. James, you get back down. You get back down on your knees. And James is at work and he just shudders. And, Hank's farting on my couch. He's watching. Okay, sorry. So anyway, she disarms the thing. Neegan, then all of a sudden this is when the tension mounts up right here, right? We got ourselves a red situation. Simon being okay, so they know what's going on. So suddenly, what is a red situation? We think that's the zombies.
Well,
or is it they've been spotted these invaders, these humans?
I took it to mean that they are going to try and track down Daryl.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's what it was. That's option C. I was going to say that too. I was just testing you. Yeah. So she unhooks the thing. She really does just unplug it. I'm not going to. I'm already always out of my pay grade as far as judging people for stuff I have no idea about, but I don't know how you disarm a thing.
It'd be great if there was just a big button that said off.
Yeah, switch. At least they didn't do like green, red, yellow. Oh, which one are you going to cut? Oh,
the timers. Oh no, the timer's going faster now.
My biggest pet peeve, not biggest, but like the red light on an explosive device or the ticking bomb thing. It's like, come on, really? You're sophisticated enough to make a bomb, but you put a glowing light on it. All right, so we're gonna get pushing here through this. What now? We gotta unwrap the secondary explosives. So she knows what's up with this whole thing.
Don't mess them up either because they become volatile.
Yeah,
all that kind of stuff.
Yes, but there's a time crunch now because actually we'll see it in a second here. So there are.
Well, the time crunch is that they now know that Neegan is looking for Daryl, and he's already said go to Alexandria and look for him there because the dumb idiot probably went back there. So now they're saying, oh crap, we're not there. We need to get back there. But at the same token, we need these explosives.
Yeah, so they're in a big hurry. They're all just kind of, I mean, this is the apocalypse. I guess you got to get used to taking risks and stuff, but he's pulling, okay, that's the gas can. He kind of slides it out of the tape there. That's pretty good. I don't like the way it looks. So yeah, she takes one off of Tara.
Yeah, after saying don't let, if they look messed up, don't, use them. So she goes over, hand picks one away from Tara, and then we get to see her walk into a ditch and carefully place it down.
That's a good policy to have when you buy cans of Diet Coke, because otherwise, if you ever pick up a 24 pack and then it just spills all over the place and you got cans and you got to run out of the grocery store if you sneak out the back, it's embarrassing. Yeah. So the general rule of a show is they never show you something unless it's going to make a difference later on. Right. So clearly we know at least that one's going to probably blow up. One would assume it would be weird if it didn't, but then look.
Rick's got his letter opener. And
he's got mailmen on the way to deliver mail. No, these are zombies. They've been funneled into this road or something. I guess they're just gonna, I don't know.
They're coming because it's convenient for the plot that they're coming.
Yeah, like would they not be in the woods as much as they'd be in the road? I mean, I guess naturally, like fluids, they would find less pressure in a way, but they're not thinking like, oh, it's faster on the road. Hey, let's take the toll road.
They're all using Waze.
they're using Waze. Waze.
I like it.
All right, and so oh no, we still have time, let's hurry up. And now is when the clock really starts to run here.
Yeah, because as we know in the show, zombies do teleport. Yep. It's like that scene from Monty Python and the Quest for the Holy Grail with Sir Lancelot, where he looks really far away, and the next second he's right up on you.
You just run. Yeah. I like that's a good scene. We want that herd to stay on the highway. Why? Oh, yeah, so they come up with a plan. It all happened fairly quickly, but it was confusing. Like, I don't know, just the scene was convoluted, I felt. Yeah. Did you feel the same way?
So basically the plan is these cars have been sitting out here for who the heck knows how long, but of course we're going to be able to touch wires together to start them. Yes. And that's of course going to work.
Yep. Yep.
And I don't want to get too far ahead, so...
Sasha, Jesus! We need every stick. So yeah, they're rushing, but they're trying to put cars back into place or something right there.
Yeah, so they're about to start trying to hotwire the two cars, to which you can see in that picture right there, the front bumper has been taken off of the cars, and that's where the wire is attached.
So it's pretty low on the car. Plus,
it's very low on the
car. They're
about
like a road apart, right? It seems like they're about.
Yeah, I mean, look, see, it's coming right below Rick's knee. That's the height of this wire.
Yes, right there. Right, correct. And so they, most people have probably already seen what happens, but if you don't know what's going on, you'll see it here. We got some walkers growling. They're coming in. This is just like Black Friday at the mall and at Walmart on Friday after Thanksgiving. At least it's like what me and my family are. We can't resist those 42-inch televisions, James. And there they go. Look,
another shot of how low the wire is.
Yes, and just like the TV show, anything James mentions happens for a very specific reason, as you're about to find out. So then...
And now look how... Okay, it's still low, still very low.
Wait a minute, though. Look at the distance.
Okay, I understand this much more before.
What?
I was being critical, but what's about to happen is...
Oh, hold on. Let's be fair. Wait, okay, so this is not the other car. I take back what I said then. Okay, the distance holds up.
It does, yeah.
So this is the middle car, which is here.
Okay, so the wire is longer than I initially thought it was.
Yeah.
And if you notice, the mid part between the road is in a depression.
Yeah.
So even though the wire is low to the ground, it's going to come up higher on zombies should they be conveniently placed in the middle of the depression.
Yeah.
Which they all freaking are.
Yes. So you and I were just being really snarky about two things that we didn't have a full picture of. So.
Now that we take our time and see it in slow motion, it makes sense. But it still is quite convenient, the placement.
Rosita! Oh, wait, that's not damn it, Rosita. That's Rosita saying we'll figure it out. Carl's already swearing. Can you believe it? He's kissing. He's fucking. I don't know if he's fucking yet, but he's blowing people, killing. He's kissing. He's swearing. He's really turning into a man. Hot wires. I don't even know if that's ever really been a thing. Probably at some point. You could just jam a screwdriver.
The battery works.
Yeah, that the cars still run it all. My car barely runs at all. I fucking use it. It's a fucking 14-year-old Subaru, 12 years old. So now we all know what's going to go down here. This all happens. So yeah, it is attached low, and then they just start, and I started pounding on the screenshot here. So look, they're perfectly lined up. They're all right in that low depression,
all
which
in the
you're
grass.
right. So James was rightfully, although at the moment he was like, the wires, that's too high. How are they getting?
Yeah, I didn't realize there was, lower elevation in the ditch.
Yeah, because it did seem like that. But so then it just turns into they're just clipping them, just slicing right through them.
But wouldn't the pressure of impacting the wire at that cause the cars to fishtail or turn inwards or?
Not necessarily. With enough weight and enough momentum and inertia, I could see that this would work. I would think if anything, the bar would come apart. Why would they attach the bar holding it? Went to withstand this kind of pressure and impact, what I mean? And not necessarily break in the middle. Maybe it would bend in the middle, but I would think it would come off from one of the cars. It would snap off from one of the cars. I mean, they've got to be pretty well secured for that to maintain. Yes, zombie flesh is softer than regular human flesh, but 4 zombies equals 1 human flesh, right, James?
Yes.
Okay, so they're just driving through. This is pretty grisly, man. This is horrible. They're just mowing them down. That's horrible. They're killing a couple of hundred people there, huh? Well, they're already dead. I know. And then slice out. Oh boy. I don't know. That's in shot from inside the car, maybe something.
Yeah, I think it's like a POV wire shot.
Yeah. POV wire shot. Thank you. And Rick is all determined. So this is really just an excuse. They came up with a cool way to kill a whole bunch of zombies. Mm-hmm. This is the same thing as with the zombies floating in the water around the houseboat. Yep. Meaning a set piece designed just to have some sort of interesting sort of carnage, and then they finally stop. I don't know.
They decided they've. I mean, it's clear on the left-hand side, but on the right-hand side, that car's not going to be going much further.
Well, yeah, eventually they'll hit this part. But so how far could you get if you just drove into a big pot? I mean, I think you could go for I guess eventually the car. Yeah. Okay, and so they stop and then they get out. What do? They run back, right? Isn't that what happens?
Yeah, they want to regroup.
Yeah, so this is basically just buying themselves time, right? Yeah. Killing off enough zombies that they're no longer as close as they were. Mm-hmm. So they all get out, they run back. Give me your keys. So she's fighting them off. There's fighting a zombie fight. You gotta have a good zombie fight in every episode, I think, pretty much. So yeah, they get out. He did take time to attach his. What's that thing that you attach to the steering wheel that prevents thieves from stealing it? That red.
Crap, what is that called?
It's got like the weird hooks that make it impossible to use the wheel.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah, the safe. Don't Google it. James gets... Now he's on his iPad. James, I can't do this without you. I can't...
I'll keep going.
All right, so he's breathing heavily. So he gets back. They run up. They get into their other car. With look, James, you missed it.
Of course. Going back to that thing.
What's it called?
The Club.
The Club. Thank you very much. That was good. That was totally paid off. But yeah, that's all fucked up. They're all acting like they didn't just murder a bunch of people, but they're used to it. They're pretty hardened. They're all in PTSD. They're gonna need a lot of therapy once the shit's over. This was weird that she was like, "Come on, smile. We're gonna be fine." Like,
that was the same thing that Jesus said to Richard. There's a lot of smiling references in this episode.
We're the ones who
that's like a bad Stephen King line.
Stephen King would do better than that, man.
When you ever see like End of Langoliers, where they go,
TV?
Look, we're the new people.
Okay, a bad made-for-TV movie. Don't blame Stephen King.
Yeah.
How dare you? He's my god. He's my favorite. I hope to one day get run over by a van like he did, and he survived, and he's a good Twitter. He's good at Twitter. He favored one of my tweets once.
Is that why we stole all my food one time? You left a Stephen King book face down on the kitchen floor?
Yeah, and the Stephen King book is my Bible.
Yep.
Specifically, The Shawshank Redemption, which he wrote. So yeah, but I just thought it was strange that this dialogue was weird. Yeah. Made no sense. Let's get to the end. So They are home. This is back at the Alexandria. You didn't find anything? No, we didn't. And then all of a sudden, motorcycle, rum, 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 big trucks.
It's Simon and his very animated face.
Yeah, well, literally, he is the face of Trevor from GTA 5.
Yep, Stephen Ogg.
But there's the solar panels, and they just roll right in. This is their house. These goons. That's him right there. That's Simon, right?
Yeah, but that was kind of like the Savior's whole thing. Is like, from now on, your gate is my gate. This is my place. I walk in whenever I want, and you will let me in. All that crap.
Yeah. So that sucks. Like, it's never good news when these guys show up.
Nope.
But Rick is like, we don't have anything, man. Come on, you guys.
But he basically says, Rick acts as though he's coming to collect early, and he goes, "No, I'm not here for a tribute. There's another reason I'm here." And Rick plays dumb, as though he doesn't know Daryl was, escaped.
Yeah, Rick has to act like he hasn't seen Daryl, but they're here to find Daryl. This is the code red that was.
Yes.
Neegan, we've got a Mountain Dew code red, and we really need you all to see him. Yeah, that was kind of. They're always trying to twist the knife. These assholes. That's what they do. So look at that face. Look at it. Why is his upper lip so visible? Come on, dude. Grow out your fucking mustache a little bit, you weirdo. You got the sides grown out a little bit. Doesn't he look like he's had some side of fucking burn victim or something?
I don't know anything about mustaches, though.
I have a mustache.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, it's surrounded by a beard.
Yeah.
That's why it's not called a mustache. Actually, it's just a giant... I have no beard. It's all one big mustache that's gotten out of control. You should see my pubes. It's the Nike symbol. All right, so... They're doing just a house search.
They're doing a very destructive sweep of town looking for Daryl, and he said that we're going to do the buddy system.
This guy.
Yeah, so basically he's
a little amped up for this girl here.
So they've said that if we find Daryl, we're going to kill him.
Yeah. So this is obviously the hospital area, right? They've got that's not a good way to treat an oxygen canister. That's a pretty dangerous
It'd be
thing.
great if like Denise's corpse was like propped against the wall, stuffed like a bear.
But it's like their hands are open and it's got like penicillin in each hand because they still need a doctor. So yeah, they're just kind of digging through and rummaging through all their shit, and it's obviously very invasive and horrible. Then he comes in here. This is the pantry,
and this is news to Rick and his team because they just got back.
Yeah. Now, does this? Okay, so he even notes it that how empty everything is.
And Rick doesn't want to look. None of them want to look surprised by this, as to say, yeah, we don't know what's going on either. Because the last thing you want to do is raise suspicions from the Saviors to make them think that you're not in control, that other things are going on.
Yeah. So, but he points out that, you guys got to get all this stuff. We got to keep pushing to get to the end here. We're getting a little bit late. But did Gabriel take everything, or is it really true that they had nothing?
They didn't have a lot, but he did take everything.
He
took
really
what they
cleaned
had.
it.
Yeah.
There's not even a single can. They didn't even put a freaking can of peaches.
I mean, he was knocking stuff all over the floor and making a mess, but someone's obviously cleaned that up.
I know, that's what I'm saying, though. In Gabriel's haste, it seems like he would have missed one or two cans of beans.
Yeah, it is unrealistic compared to the scene that we saw when he was cleaning things out.
That's it.
Things were crashing,
So unrealistic. Yeah. I don't buy it. But we got a litany. Litany, is that really a word?
It is the word. Yeah.
No, I know it's a real word. I'm saying, is it a word he would use?
He's a smart guy.
Sounds like a litany of bullshit, if you ask me. But we got a litany. Oh, there's the same thing. Chop, chop. He says, hurry up. And then, of course, this truck shows up just in time, and he jumps in, and off they go. Oh, boy. If Daryl doesn't turn up. He gives him a little threat here. 2 days.
Basically, this serves two purposes. Daryl turns up now, 2 months, 2 days, 2 years. There's no statute of limitation. But really, this entire scene was a chance for him to flex his arm for the camera.
Yeah, this guy's kind of ripped. He's also in Westworld, and there's a shot where his shirt is off. He's got his fucked up trapezoid muscles, and his shoulder looks like it's detached. But he's in a... I wouldn't tangle with this fellow. I do with 2 push-ups. I think I'm strong. This guy can kick my ass. I said kiss my ass.
He could probably do that too.
But no, he's got like some veins and stuff. Yeah. I mean, people. We're all just big weird gorillas. We're like weak gorilla compared to real gorillas. But I'm saying like humans are just a a big variety of ape monsters. Some of us are pretty strong. Some of us are pretty handsome and sexy, like me.
Do you think a mountain could fight a gorilla?
A mountain.
The mountain.
Oh, the from the West, from Game of Thrones?
Yes.
A gorilla would fuck him up, man. The strongest human is nothing on like an average gorilla. Maybe like a young one. But like, no, a silverback? Oh, no way. So those things they're 500 pounds. And it's all muscle. And they're just fucking vicious. Maybe if he had his sword, he'd probably kill him. Yeah, if he had his armor and his sword.
What if they both had swords?
Oh, well, the gorilla would probably kill himself with the sword because they're stupid. The gorilla gets a sword and like tries to take a bite and it fucks his face up and then he like runs away. No, humans are strong. We lost all of our power individually because we gained power collectively. That's why we're weak compared to like other apes. Like chimpanzees, like a baby chimp will fuck you up, man. I mean, baby maybe not, but like they're crazy. It's nuts.
Okay, the mountain versus the spider monkey.
How many? One spider monkey?
Yeah,
the mountain versus Spider-Man.
A really jacked spider monkey.
The mountain will kill a spider monkey.
Okay,
it's not an ape. That's a monkey. Apes and monkeys are slightly different, or quite a bit different. But Spider-Man versus the mountain. Now we're talking. I think I'm gonna give it to Spider-Man because he has all that jizz that comes out of his wrists. So and then he does this thing and he slaps the car. You can tell he did this in one take if you look at the dust.
The dirt, yeah.
Yep. If you look at the dust and he goes, pow pow, and then oh man, I don't have a shot of it. Damn it, fuck. But anyway, he left like a dusty mark there or a handprint. So that was pretty cool. So he takes her. This is the face Rick always makes when he has to deal with these guys too. That like seething rage, that impotent rage where he can't do anything.
His mind is saying, "I'm gonna kill you."
It's the same rage I get when my dick doesn't get hard and I'm with a girl. It's happened a few times. One time I was just drinking. I was so drunk, and then she was from Sweden, and god damn it, fuck. And we need to talk about Gabriel
because they figured out that he was the one who was on watch when everything went missing. The Bible's been left behind.
Oh yeah.
The car is missing.
Yeah, he stole our shit. Right? See, that's the only realistic line in this whole episode.
Yeah,
he stole our shit.
But Rick says something important. He says, you know what? I know Father Gabriel. That is not like him. There's more to it. And he's going to go look for clues. He's going to find out what's going on.
Right. So there's the Bible. But I don't think he picked a page on the Bible that was supposed to mean something. But Rick does look at it.
And I can't quite remember where Rick makes the connection between the Bible on the ground and the composition book.
I don't know. Does he connect the two?
Well, he eventually finds the book.
Yeah.
Right there.
Maybe somebody brings it into him.
It just comes out of nowhere.
Yeah, where does it come from? Does someone have it in their hand or something?
I missed that part. Hopefully someone can fill it in for us.
Yeah. It does kind of come out of nowhere, doesn't it? Maybe somebody handed it to. Maybe this guy here showed up or something and he had it. I don't know. But then he opens his book and so it says boat.
And the very last page it says boat.
So we don't know what he was motivated by. But obviously he was doing something. Something spooked him or he had some plan, but he was panicking too. And so is he going to be at that worn out boat? That's like...
Yeah, the houseboat.
Oh, the houseboat. Okay. Because remember there was one tilted over boat that was smaller.
Yeah, but he questions. He goes, how did he even know that we were there? Because Aaron and Rick were the ones who found the houseboat, but Gabriel was nowhere to be seen at that time.
Oh.
So how is Gabriel even aware of the boat out there?
This answers our question. Remember the mystery boot?
Yeah. The mystery boot is...
So if people remember, there's one shot, it's like a distant, you see Aaron and Rick at the shore distantly, and then a boot comes in real close to the camera, and no one knew who it was.
Yeah.
And then it even comes up a little bit later in this one, I think. But that must have been it. Otherwise, no one else would know.
Yeah.
Do you agree?
It's very possible.
Am I Watson or am I Sherlock?
Moriarty.
All right, so then these guys have a little bit of their boyfriend here, and he's like, "Oh, come on, man, what the fuck? Why are you doing all this shit? Let's be honest here."
Yeah.
They're
basically saying, I want to live. I want you to be alive. I don't want to die. I want you to stop going off and doing this dangerous stuff. But Aaron pretty much says, you know what? We have to do this because Gabriel is our people. We're obligated to do something. We can't just sit back and do nothing.
Yeah. And he just says, "Why don't you just stay with me and we can watch TV?" It's just something that says TV. I don't know what that is. This is the same kind of conversation James and I have when he tries to talk me out of eating so many burritos. Mm-hmm. It's always more. I have to. And Rick is taking on the Saviors. Anyway, so the guy, they're in love and it's fucking... Yeah. But Aaron is determined to keep fighting and stuff, right? Mm-hmm. So he says, "Sold!" And he says, "PK2 cat." 9, I can't tell.
Remember they collect license plates?
Is that right?
Yeah, they mentioned that.
Cool. Well, that's exciting. I've always thought about doing that. Not really. So then, wow, cool tree shot, huh? That's pretty exciting. We're back at the watery... This is the same area here, I think.
Yeah, this is the houseboat that they were at.
But even the same angle when that shoe moment happened.
It's kind of odd, though, that they see the word boat scrawled. Not houseboat, not rowboat, not motorboat, just the word boat. And they're like, well, clearly it's the only boat that exists. This is this boat they're referring to.
Well, they could have done a thing where they go and lift up his shirt and then put his lips on his belly and go... And then the other guy goes, "Don't do it, don't stop, I can't take it."
Or Rick could go, Bank of America tea? What does that mean?
Bank of America tea. I love that. I like that you came up with something for that. That's hilarious. And then he spots, just like Viggo Mortensen, he sees a shoe ghost. Right, James?
Yes.
Totally. So this is the boot. We learn. I didn't. Yeah. So it had to be the father, right?
The father.
The father Gabriel.
Father Gabriel. I mean, it's a bit of a stretch, but
who else could it have been? It's the only explanation at this point.
The fact that he knew that they had gone there, yes, it would imply. And the fact that he got out of the car and walked away from Spencer, he could have gone anywhere else. But how would he have gotten that far away on foot? How would he have known to go there? There's still some questions about it.
Huge questions. Okay, we don't have a ton of confidence, but it's the best theory we got right now.
Yeah.
Maybe there's other people involved we haven't been introduced to yet. So then this is a dinosaur that turned into a big bush. No, it's some kind of construction equipment overgrown with vines. They're walking. He's got a gun. What happens here? They get approached by a
group of armed unknown individuals.
Yes.
Who you initially said this must be the women from that community.
Well, from this shot, I didn't.
Yeah, it does look like a lot of women approaching.
But I didn't see this guy.
Yeah, if you look carefully, there are some dudes in there. So.
Yeah. But yeah, and at that maybe it's a lady. I don't know. It's hard to tell. So yeah, but they all kind of come in. A lot of ladies. They all got weapons and guns, and Rick is like, okay, oh boy, we found a volleyball team. And this is a co-ed field hockey gang.
I'm assuming that Rick looks off and sees Gabriel among them.
Yeah.
And that's why he smiles and says, okay, now we've got more people. We've got people on our side that saviors don't know about. They have weapons. They're ready to fight. This is a good thing.
Yes. Let me change my theory about the boat and the shoe. The shoe belonged to one of these people. And somehow the father got in touch with them, or they got in touch with him or something. Maybe one of them was a former parishioner or something. You know what I mean? Like, look at it. This is an oar. She turned her gun into an oar. No, I have no idea. I'm just making it up. But I think that because the boot was really ragged and different looking.
Yeah, it didn't look like Gabriel's boot from what I recall.
He would have had to have changed into like a disguised boot. So I bet you it was one of these people's feet. But he's related to them in some way. He has some sort of connection. Not related, but it's probably related via the story. And that guy's, he's pointing it right at the camera.
You think that's going to be like a special character because they're hiding his face?
Maybe. We'll see. It's hard to say. These guys
Carol.
Back here. Yeah, they all got kind of greasy, ratty hair. I guess it's the apocalypse, though. Who's going to have great hair? We don't all get to have
Carl.
Well, Carl does have beautiful hair, I gotta say. All right, so Rick, everybody else is pretty freaked out. Tara is like, oh fuck, a whole bunch of actors I haven't met yet. And look at this face here, and this fellow or woman.
He looks like a villain from the Highlander.
Yeah, yeah, that's wow, quite specific, but I totally agree. And Rick, though, oh, yeah, baby. Woo-hoo-hoo, yeah. What do we got? Maniacs with guns. Anything Rick's ever wanted to go with his sharp, pointy vampire teeth. And doesn't it look like a little eagle is poking his head out?
It does,
or a little turtle head?
Little owl.
Yeah, a little owl face. Anyway, that's Michone's hilt. That's her weapon. So that's the end. Wow, this went on forever, didn't we?
There's one more picture.
Oh yeah, but this is James. Somebody died. James Hilltop.
He was one of the prop guys.
Oh really? Oh, did he die filming it or anything?
No, just unexpectedly.
It's got your same name. Do you know him?
Yeah, we all have a psychic link.
Yeah, cool. I bet I would believe it. Well, anyway, that's a sad. I can make jokes about that name, but out of respect, I
if you make jokes about that name, you'll have hell to
bridle. I think he got killed by a horse because he didn't hold on to the bridle.
Yep.
See, not even worth it. Not sorry. You know why I make jokes, James? Because it hides my pain, and I have a lot of it. That's why I have a lot of jokes.
Yeah.
And also, it's why I have horrible jokes, because I have horrible pain. So, okay, what do you think about the episode, James? Give me something. Let's look at Rick's smiling face while we talk.
Yeah. It was an episode.
It had a beginning and it ended.
Yep. People said things and they did things.
It could have been worse. It wasn't as bad as a few of the episodes in the last, because like the finale or this mid-season finale episode, help me, 7, not 8, right, was better than like the previous 4 or 5, and this was a dip down from that, but it wasn't as bad as those previous ones.
Yeah, the thing about The Walking Dead is when we do shot-by-shot recaps, we're always trying to get something done, to put something up. And we do Taboo, we do The Walking Dead, we kind of fell behind on the Young Pope.
Well, fell behind is a nice way of saying I got lazy and gave up, but We might still get to it. Probably not.
But when you do the young pope, it's challenging because a lot of important stuff happens, and you have to be very aware, be very focused. I take a ton of notes for that one. Taboo is the same way. You have to be on, and we still have to watch the episode of that to get that done. But it's a little bit.
Westworld took a ton of attention.
Yes, a ton. This one is like the vacation day episode thing. Is like you could sit back, be drunk off your whatever, and still pick up everything that happened in this episode because not a lot of stuff happens. It's like I'm trying to take notes, and an entire 20-minute span goes by, and I'm just typing in. Rick walks around.
Yeah.
Rick is mad.
Essentially, this is Rick trying to put together a bake sale.
Yeah.
Hey, you want to sell some lemon squares? You want to sell some brownies? All right.
Yeah, this whole episode is Rick decides to stand up and fight back. Rick looks for allies.
Yeah.
That's it.
And then they have a cool set piece where they mow down a bunch of zombies with a big bar.
It's almost like, oh man, we still have some budget left for this episode. What should we do?
Pretty much. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, as far as our effort, our kind of commitment goes, but it's a popular show, and we do kind of enjoy it. We've watched all the seasons.
Yeah, I mean, we can't give up on it now.
Yeah.
We're going to see it through to the end, of
totally.
course.
And it was our very first Shot by Shot, was I think the finale for the season 6 or something. But yeah, I mean, we'll see where the season goes. Obviously, they're leading toward a big confrontation with Neegan and everybody else. I think that I can't wait for the tiger kill. I want to see who he kills. Carl's probably going to do something stupid that's going to mess everything up. Who are these people? I'm not sure.
Don't you, how do you feel about shows where they present a problem and you're trying to noodle out how they're going to solve the problem, and then immediately the solution to the problem is as of yet unintroduced element? Like the second and third Matrix movies. We have to get through the door. We need the Keymaster. The Keymaster is going to the train man. The train master. It's like, and here it's like, oh no, we don't. The Hilltop won't help us. Alexandria doesn't have enough people. The Kingdom won't help us. Oh look, let's enter this is the Deus Ex Machina thing.
Yeah, that's what that. I mean, that's a Beowulf thing where the sword appeared and he finally was able to fight his way out.
And here it is.
I don't hate that because real life is like that in some ways. You know what I mean? Like it would be just as peculiar on the opposite end of that extreme, where if they always foreshadowed something going on, you know what I mean? Like really good storytelling has surprises in it. Really good storytelling has new characters, but it has to be. There's a realistic way to do that can be where it doesn't seem like it's just done out of convenience.
But there is a level of quality to a show that you can go back and look at after the fact, like Westworld, and see. Looking at a later episode, you can see, holy crap, that's how that connected there. Yeah. It's like they had a clear-cut, concise plan from start to finish,
like an orchestra.
Yeah, and here it's like, well, how could we have seen that coming?
Like a garage band.
Yeah.
Yeah. With our dads, like when those guys get rich and they still form a band because their dicks don't get hard anymore. Come on, knock it off. You're in your 50s. Grow the fuck up. Go watch Judge Mathis like a real human. But yeah, I agree. What do you think? I mean, you're saying this school group here?
That's how I feel. Yeah.
See, I think it's the group of women, the savage group of beach women.
There's a lot of dudes in there.
No, not this group. I'm saying that they're going to show up even more. They're going to show up again.
Yeah.
Because Tara hasn't yet revealed that they're there.
Yeah.
Right? That was that whole single episode was about her dealing. That was one of the horrible episodes where they had to fight the cat litter on the bridge.
Yeah.
By the way, where's that one guy? Did he get killed? Oh yeah, he did.
We never saw him again.
Yeah.
We saw the tire tracks that led away.
Yeah.
And we saw his glasses broken on the ground.
Oh yeah.
So he's probably still can't see. He's probably in Kentucky by now.
He's still clinging under the bridge. He's holding onto a pipe under the bridge. When are they going to get me?
He's looking for lens crafters.
Yeah. America's best. Yeah, so I hear you. Maybe that's what's going on with this group here. Everything does... It's easy, though, to kind of, when you do pause it, meaning like all these screenshots, each one is like a pausing the show, and you can kind of see the silly act. Like in a battle scene, like in Braveheart, if you look in the distance, you see the extras that aren't really fighting. They're just kind of like tapping their wooden swords together.
Did you know that apparently in one episode of Braveheart, like during a battle scene, one episode of Braveheart, one scene, it's so long, it feels like it's episodic. Be a show. But in one scene, I think in a battle, if you look in the far distance, I haven't seen it myself. People say there's a red truck driving by. But one I do know for a fact, because I've seen it a billion times at the very end, where he says, you bled with Wallace, now bleed with me. And it's Robert LaBruce saying that.
Yeah.
And he's running in slow motion, and he got a guy, like a big barbarian, a Scottish guy with a battle axe. And as he's running in slow motion, it's painfully apparent that the axe is rubber.
Oh,
you can see it wobbling in the wind.
Like Revenge of the Nerds.
Yeah, you've got this... lifting crescendo of bagpipe music and is like, rah, into battle, and his axe is just fluttering.
Yeah, well,
it ruins it.
They filmed that shit before HD, my friend.
Oh, and then the scene where he gets shot by the arrow, and he's laying back, and he finds out it was Robert LaBruce that betrayed him, and he takes off his helmet, and he leans back, and his hair touches the arrow coming out of his shoulder, and the arrow just kind of leans up, so you can see it's kind of just like pasted to his shirt.
Oh, it just sort of cracked. Okay, all right.
I've seen that movie a lot.
Yeah, you have. Wow. Well, this is Braveheart show, everybody. It's our secret plan to get to expose the dirty secrets of Braveheart. No, just joking. So anyway, that's our review. I don't know how many hours this was. It feels like it was fun. I think we had fun, though. This was a fun one. I felt good about it.
Is it Saturday yet?
It's Saturday, yeah. We're both old men already. We started out, we were both 45 years old. Now we're 128.
Yeah, we're not 45.
No, we're not. We're both in our 30s, even though I'm getting up there, and it's kind of gross. My pubes are gray already, James.
You reference those quite a lot.
Well, I keep them on the bathroom counter, and they turn gray in that UV light. So, all right, bye everybody. Oh, and by the way, anybody, please like and subscribe, and thank you so much for helping us grow our channel and being cool and being part of our community. And try to respond to comments. Don't always make it to every comment, but we do read them, and we always appreciate all the love and support we get from our fans. We might even be doing a Patreon one of these days.
Really?
More than one person asked for one.
2 people?
That would be more. Maybe 3. But I was like, holy shit. It was like, it didn't even occur to me.
And then they're going to say, yeah, I mean, other people should, use it, not us.
Yeah. But maybe. We'll see. Anyway, I'm just saying, like, if there's other ways for people to support. Sharing is a good one. So anybody, tweets it out, let us know. Get up, James, at Video James SP on Twitter.
I'll tweet a second time.
He's tweeted once, but we got to get him on there. You got to just use his niceness against him, everybody. Just start talking to him, and he'll feel compelled and obligated, and he'll put you before him because he doesn't know he's supposed to stand up for himself. And same here. I'm at Suckprofessor, so you can check us out, and there's also links in the description for other stuff too. James, goodbye. You've been great. See you later. Let's go blow up some cars and murder some zombies at the mall. I love you.
Okay.